So we just saw the new Ice Pikmin in Pikmin 4. This is the first new type of official Pikmin we've received since literally a decade ago, when Rock and Winged Pikmin were both revealed in Pikmin 3's E3 2012 trailer. So, now we have a new type of Pikmin with new unique abilities. Let's talk about it. My name is Vantage Emblem, and I post Pikmin content on this channel at least every week. If that sounds interesting, consider subscribing. That being said, let's get into it. The new Pikmin types shown are Ice Skating Ice Pikmin. With a body that looks like a two-segmented version of a rock Pikmin, and slippery-looking semi-transparent arms that look like icicles, these adorable new Pikmin bring with them a lot of new abilities. But how do they work? How can you get them? Let's break this down. To start, we have to ask ourselves where these Pikmin are found. Currently, there are only 3 types of Pikmin in this regard. First, there are Pikmin made from onions above ground, and this is the most predominant type of Pikmin. These include the primary 3 colors alongside wing and rock Pikmin. Each of these types have their own colored pellets from pellet posies, and starting with Pikmin 3, their onions fuse together into the master onion. In Pikmin 4, we know this at least applies to the primary 3 types, which fuse together into an onion that has all 3 of those types: red, yellow, and blue. As for the Ice Pikmin, we have yet to see an onion for them, and we have yet to see any pellet posies, which means there probably isn't any method to make them on the surface. That is, unless the new icy-looking crystal collectibles we've been seeing are their analog for pellets. These may stand in for the nutrient-rich capsules used for other types, but I find that rather unlikely. These strange crystals seemingly come from random tasks such as demolishing walls, and we have no idea if they're even tied into the type of Ice Pikmin at all, other than the color kind of matching. If anything, I think these may be used to unlock dungeons, but that's a story for a different time. So while Ice Pikmin could certainly have their own onions, I think it's more likely that they could potentially be found exclusively by converting other types into them using candy pop buds below ground. This is the only way to acquire purple and white Pikmin in Pikmin 2, and given the return of caves in Pikmin 4, this could absolutely be the way they're created in this game. Adding evidence to this, the intro cutscene for the Ice Pikmin used in the trailer takes place underground as well, and purple and white Pikmin are featured heavily up front and center on the box art. I think this is the most likely possibility for the acquisition of Ice Pikmin, given what we've already seen. The third and final way to get a type of Pikmin is to defeat enemy leaders and acquire their Pikmin as your own. This is exclusive to the Bulbmen, and I find it unlikely that it applies to Ice Pikmin, especially because we've not seen any Ice Pikmin leaders as enemies. So, as long as there's not an entirely new method for acquiring Ice Pikmin, they're probably going to be born in onions or found from candy pop buds. Perhaps it could be a combination of both, with the type first discovered underground, not creatable on the surface until later in the game when you find their onion on its own, or perhaps this Pikmin's type of candy pop buds are not found exclusively underground and can also be found on the surface as well. That being said, if there are no onions for the Ice Pikmin, where are they stored? Are they put into the master onion, though new ones cannot be created through it? Are they stored on the ship, where other types like purples and whites also have gone in the past? I'm uncertain as to the answer, but excited to learn more. What we do know about Ice Pikmin is that they have several special abilities with their power seemingly roughly on par with white Pikmin from previous games. Let's talk about that. These Pikmin freeze water when thrown in, allowing your landlocked types to cross, meaning areas across water can be accessed by other Pikmin types beside blues. However, it seems the Ice Pikmin thrown in to freeze the water must remain in place in the water to keep the freeze up, so it probably heavily restricts your numbers if you want to be able to carry objects back across. This is a huge change for the series, and it seems like it's going to synergize well with the other 4 ways we've seen to cross water in the past. Using blue Pikmin, using wing Pikmin, using Bulbmen, and using the newly added dog Ochi as a boat because he's a very swimmy boy. Each of these methods all do something a little different and have their own unique properties and quirks. Ice Pikmin can also freeze enemies in combat. At first glance, it seems to be upon death, but closer analysis shows there actually is a secondary freezing dial on the enemy health. This seems to be a great and probably well-balanced way to rework the Ultra Bitter Spray, which it shares the same sort of function as. It's a lot less immediate and a lot more risky to use than the Ultra Bitter Spray, and it's probably still very powerful, but it also has its drawbacks. You have to engage with an enemy to actually make it happen. You can't just cheese the fight by Ultra Bitter Spraying in the very beginning, and using many Ice Pikmin on an enemy almost guarantees it's not going to drop a carryable corpse, but instead will break into nectar, so it changes how you want to engage certain enemies. The Ice Pikmin also may have another ability that's been implied, but we have not seen it in action yet. Behind the Empress Bulblax, there is what appears to be an ice wall in the cave. Perhaps these are exclusive walls that are so chilly they can only be broken by ice Pikmin. Perhaps they're just redesigned glass walls, which could only be broken by rock Pikmin in Pikmin 3. We've yet to see gameplay of rock Pikmin in Pikmin 4, but they are in the thumbnail of the trailer. So the question is, do ice Pikmin break these walls, or is it more of a rock Pikmin thing? I explore this idea a little further in a collab video I've recorded with Wiggleman, which will be out soon, or maybe it's out now if you're watching from the future. That being said, it does lead us into some other oddities. Here's a list of some unanswered questions about these guys. Blue Pikmin cannot be seen in the same squad as the ice Pikmin in the trailer. Why is this? Are the ice Pikmin weak to fire? They are physically made of ice. It would make sense if they melt faster in this hazard. There are no geysers leading out of caves. Is this because ice Pikmin would freeze them? Can ice Pikmin just freeze any geysers, even surface ones? Can rock Pikmin shatter things frozen by ice Pikmin? That would make sense for a big new use for these guys, independent from their current combat uses, which may need to be nerfed already. It could be interesting to see rock and ice Pikmin synergize back and forth. I plan to be discussing many of these topics in future videos on the channel. If you made it this far and don't want to miss that, consider leaving a like and subscribing. That being said, what do you think of the ice Pikmin? How do you think they're created? Do they have any other abilities we have yet to see? Are there any other Pikmin types in Pikmin 4 that you think we have, but have yet to see? Let me know in the comments below. As for me, I'll stop rambling and end things here. My name is Vantage Emblem, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.